Okay, so I think I'm not sure whether you have faced the problem in reality. Basically, on Wednesday after our class, what has happened was there was a power failure over here. The transformer has gone out, and the whole internet was down. So that was the reason why we didn't had class yesterday. And when it comes to the other classes, after we have finished the Azure class on Wednesday, this problem started. So for the last couple of days, I didn't had any classes because of this no internet kind of a scenario, right? So that has lead to some slight change of plans. Today we'll not be starting Azure Active Directory. We'll be starting Azure Active Directory from Tuesday onwards, right? So today we will get into the remaining networking aspects, right? Okay. So and before I get into that, let us speak about next week's timelines. So what will be our classes timelines and all of that stuff? Okay, right. So let me open our classes timelines. Okay, Saturday from 7:30 to 9 p.m. IST. We'll have a class for both AWS and Azure, and this topic will be on load balancers and DNS servers. So what are load balancers and what are DNS servers? This would be our topic. Okay, and Sunday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. we'll have Azure class. This is also IST, right? So I'm writing AWS class also over here so that you'll not have any confusion. So 7:40 to 9 p.m. IST will have AWS. So this will be load balancers and DNS in Azure, and this topic would be load balancers and DNS in AWS. Okay, and Saturday morning 7 to 10 a.m. IST we'll have DevOps, where we'll be discussing on Elastic Stack, and Sunday morning 7 to 10 a.m. IST again we'll have DevOps classes, right? And Saturday in the evening, right, 6:15 to 7:15 p.m. we'll have a Python class as usual. Linux class, let us find out if we can handle. We'll have a Linux class, otherwise we'll leave it. Okay, so this is going to be our uh, weekend schedule, right? So our Azure Active Directory is something which we would start from um, next week onwards. That is next Tuesday onwards, right? Because I don't want to rush into the things in next 3 days. I want to finish Azure Active Directory. That is not going to happen. It will take some time. Azure Active Directory. So is that okay, right? Yeah, Monday will not have a class. Monday will not have a class, right? So Monday there is a demo, right, where some of the new people get added to Azure to join our Active Directory discussion. So that's the reason why Monday will not have a class. Okay, right. So from Monday onwards, you'll be starting Active Directory, and then we'll be getting into compute, right, virtual machines in Azure. Okay, so that would be the flow. And in the case of DevOps, we would be basically getting into Ansible. Okay, AWS the same story. AWS will be getting into identity and access management and virtual machines, which is called as EC2 over there. Yeah. So are we clear, sir? So these two classes have basically changed our roadmap, but that's okay. It doesn't matter, right? Okay, fine. Okay then. So let us get started. And today I'll be speaking about Azure firewalls, network watcher, network virtual appliance, and some architectures. Right. So new file, AZ 13. Okay. Yesterday there was no class, sir. Sir, Satya Krishna, I think if you look at the directdevops.blog, if there is no class uploaded, then it is quite evident that our class did not happen, sir. So I'm not sure why you are confused. Okay. So every day, the basic thing which I could have done if I was in your place is I would have gone to directdevops.blog. And if you have seen, the last class was on 22nd July, right? That means that there is no 23rd July, right? So every day I would recommend you visiting this site. How many of you religiously visit this website? For the people who don't do it, you are losing a lot. Okay. All right. Right, sir. So let me get started with the concept which is called as Azure Firewall. So what is this Azure Firewall, and what can Azure Firewall do for us? Okay, let us look into it. Yeah, right. So Azure Firewall is a managed. When I say managed, managed by AWS, cloud-based security service. Okay, that protects your Azure VNet resources. Okay, so it is a fully stateful firewall as a service. Okay, with built-in high availability. So there is no need for you to worry what will happen if the firewall fails. That is Azure's headache. And unrestricted cloud scalability. So if the traffic increases, do I need to do anything? No, you don't need to do anything. You don't need to do anything. Okay. So basically, this is something which Azure Firewall is all about. Now, when we speak about Azure Firewall, what is that we can do? So Azure Firewall operates on layer 4 and layer 7 of TCP or OSI layers. Okay. So for the people who don't know it, in tomorrow's class anyway, we'll be speaking about it. Tomorrow, the common class which we have between AWS and Azure, I'll be speaking about this layer 4 and layer 7. Okay. So what can I do with Azure Firewall? Okay. So you can centrally create, enforce, and log application and network connectivity policies across subscriptions and virtual network. Okay. So basically when I speak about Azure firewall, this is basically what happens with Azure firewall. Okay, now how would this Azure firewall work? Okay, and what are its features and all of that stuff? Okay, for this what I would try to do is, remember yesterday we have spoken about hub and spoke virtual networks, and we have a on-premise connectivity and all of that stuff, right? So what was hub and spoke? Okay, so you have many application virtual networks. Okay, let me call this as your virtual network 1, virtual network 2, where you have some of the resources. Okay, but you don't connect each of them to your on-premise. What you would do is you would take one central virtual network, okay, so this is something which we call as hub. Okay, so each of these virtual networks where you have your resources are basically called as spokes. Okay, let me call this as spoke 1 and spoke 2. Now these two virtual networks are connected with each other using VNet, virtual network peering, and I'm quite sure we know what virtual network peering is. VNet peering. All right, so now this network is connected to, obviously, internet. Okay, so this network is connected to your internet. Okay, and this network is basically connected also to your on premise. Okay, so let me use a building straight away. Okay, so this is your on premise. Whether you use VPN or whether you use direct connect, it's the same story. On premise. So in this virtual network, what we would do is we would try to add an Azure firewall. Okay, so this is your Azure firewall's logo, and I'm adding this Azure firewall over here. Azure. Okay, let me use Azure firewall. Okay, so once you do Azure firewall, you can monitor your incoming traffics, right? You can basically assess your threats. You can configure your networking policies. You can do loads and loads of stuff, right? So what are those loads and loads of stuffs which I am trying to speak about? Okay, so first let me take the image of it. Okay, all right. Preview dot slash images slash vnet 112 dot png. Right. So features of Azure firewall. So Azure firewall has, as I said, built-in high availability. So there is no case that your Azure firewall is going to fail. Okay. It supports availability zones. If your region has availability zones, your firewall works across availability zones. Right. So it has unrestricted cloud scalability. So if your network traffic increases, there is no way that your application might stop working because there are no enough resources. There is unrestricted cloud scalability over here. So there is application fqdn is fully qualified domain name filtering rules, right? There is network traffic filtering rules. You can create fqdn tags, you can create service tags. Azure has loads and loads of threats which it has faced, so you would get threat intelligence. Okay, so and then you would have Azure monitor logging. There is a product in Azure which is called as Azure Monitor, and all of the logs of your stuff will be appearing to over here. So you can apply for certificates, and then there is something called as forced tunneling, right? So basically there are loads of things that would that you can do with respect to Azure firewall. Okay, and obviously it is a paid service, right? So now, can I create a Azure firewall in my virtual network? Let us see. Let me quickly go and okay. So what is this test subnet which we had? Okay, we had one virtual network. Okay, right? And in this, I'll be basically adding one more subnet. I'll basically call it as firewall subnet. Okay, I'll be calling it as firewall subnet. Okay. So I'm okay with the CIDR range. I'm okay with all the other stuffs and all of that. Okay. Now let me click on okay. So you can create a virtual machine in this uh, default subnet. Okay. If you want, we can rename this. Okay. Or shall we create a new one? We can't rename. Okay, it's okay. Let it be default. Okay. Right. So I have a virtual network, and let me let me quickly create a virtual machine. Add a virtual machine. In this testing, and let me call it as Qt DevOps. Okay. Hopefully the region which I was using was East US. East US. Right. Fine. And let me give username and password. Right. 22 port is more than enough for me. Let me get into networking. So testing VNet. Yeah, it is in default subnet. Okay. No, is it? This is not the network which we have created, right? So let us look into what is the region in which our network is present. West US. Okay. Right. So let me go back. Okay. And change the region to West US. The rest of the stuff would be the same. Okay, yeah. Now it is test VNet, and here there is a firewall subnet and the other subnet. I am opening the 22 port. Okay, all right, and basically there is a no need that I need boot diagnostics. Okay, I don't want any other thing. I'll just say review and create. Okay, and let me create this virtual machine. Let the deployment page started, get start, and then okay, right. So while the deployment is happening, what I'll do is I'll try to tell that I want to create a new resource. Okay, now here creating an Azure firewall. Okay, so create a VNet with two subnets. Okay, right. Create a VM in one of the subnets. I'm quite sure you guys know how to do that. Okay, now create a firewall or deploy the firewall. To deploy the firewall, what you need to do is you need to select the firewall option over here. Okay. Mhm. No, let me see. All right. Okay, right. You need to select this firewall option. All right. So 113. Okay. So then you would see something which looks like this. This is the Azure's managed firewall. Okay. Click on create. And now here, let us select the same resource groups as what we had earlier. So name is, okay. Let me call it as my Azure firewall, right? If you remember, our region was West US. Okay. Then it is asking, do you want me to create a new virtual network? No, we already have a virtual network, testing virtual network. Okay. And then choose a public IP address. Okay. So you can say that I want to add a new public IP address. So let me call it as firewall public IP. Okay. Now, if you are seeing the virtual network might should have the subnet which is called as Azure firewall subnet. The name is fixed. So what we would do is let me create a subnet which is of a name Azure firewall subnet. You will have these kind of restrictions for two things in Azure. Name of the subnet should match your now use existing test. Okay. Let me click on create again because the page has to be refreshed. Testing name is my Azure firewall West US. Okay. Use existing, right? And then create a new public IP address, my firewall, right? And then if you want tunneling, okay. So tunneling will basically enable tunneling connections between to the internet. Okay. So right now let us not worry about it. Okay. So but if you want, you can enable that stuff also, and then click on create. Okay. So I've used an existing virtual network, and then I'm saying review and create. Right. Now let me create this. Okay. So 112, 113, 114, 115, 113, 114, and 115. Right. We have to wait till this is created. This activity slightly takes time. So all these days in Azure, we have never used a route table because we were using default routes of Azure, right? Today we are going to basically use a route table, create our own route table, okay, with our routes. Okay, and right, while this is writing, let me write to try to create a new step, and then create a default route. So how do you create a default route? Okay, so in my case, I've used a subnet which is called as uh, default subnet, right? Okay, now uh, navigate to all services. Okay, there you select networking, and in that networking you would be seeing something called as route tables. Sorry, route tables. Okay, right. Select add. Okay, and then give a name. Give a name. Firewall router. Okay, and then you possibly need to select your resource group, right? Select subscription. We don't need to do that because you'll have only one. Okay, and resource group. In my case, resource group is test. Okay, so use the same location as your vnet. Okay, and then click create. Yeah, so if you basically see, firewall is created. Yeah, From firewall, you can do a lot of activities, right? So, but as I said, before we deal with this firewall, I'll be going with all services. In all services, I'll be selecting networking, right? In networking, where is route tables? Yeah, route tables. Sorry, saying I'm selecting this. Okay, so I select route tables. Then I would say add. Okay, my resource group will be testing. My region will be West US. My name route would be firewall router. Okay, right. So then I would just say review and create. Okay. So I'm just putting this screenshot because you will come to know I've selected my basic options over here, and then I would be saying create 117. Right. So let us wait for this route table to be added. Okay. Now the route table is added. Okay. Now where is my route table? Let me click on refresh. No, I should be saying route. Okay. Go to the resource group. Yeah. Sorry, saying I'm selecting my firewall router. Yeah. I'll be selecting this. Okay. Now what you are supposed to do is now open your route table. So in my case, it is firewall router. Right. Okay. And over here, you will be seeing a section called as subnets. You will be seeing a section called as subnets. Okay. And then there is something called as associate. And then there is something called as associate. Okay. So to which subnets do you want to associate your firewall? Okay. So subnets and then associate. So let me click on associate and let me select my virtual network as test, and the subnets which I want to associate is I want to associate with the default subnet. Okay, default is more than enough because that is where my virtual machine is running. So are we clear on this? We have associated a firewall with some subnet. 120, right? Okay. And associate with workload subnet. Okay. Subnet in which your VM is running. Subnet in which your VMS running, or all the VMs which you want to associate with the firewalls, right? Okay. Now basically once you have done that, okay, if you basically select, there is a virtual network which is selected over here. Okay, for the subnet we have selected, and are you seeing this route section? This routes is interesting now. Okay, now you get into this routes, and then you can add a route. So for that subnet you are adding a route now. Okay, so let me go to routes and add a route. So for the route name, I would try to tell that this is firewall forward. Okay, address prefix, let it be any address prefix, 0.0.0.0/0. Okay, and then in the next hop type, okay, select something called as virtual appliance, and then you have to basically find the next hop IP address. So next hop IP address is nothing but, if you go into this resource groups, okay, let me get into testing. In testing, let me go into firewall. Okay, so for your firewall, are you seeing a private IP address? Are you seeing a private IP address of the firewall? Yes or no, sir? Now go ahead and add, what was the private IP address? 10.0.2.4. 10.0.2.4. Okay, now with this, what you are trying to tell is all the traffic of that subnet, as long as it is going outside, okay, will be going to my firewall, will be going to my firewall. So if it goes to my firewall, from my firewall I can block the traffic, I can allow the traffic. That is all my choice now. That is all my choice now. Okay, so now create a route between subnet and firewall. Okay, so 23, 121, 122, 123. All right, now this is basically done. Okay, that is not just it. If you want, okay, you can go one level ahead, and then you can create rules now. You can create rules now. Okay, so basically, right, do you have in test firewall, okay, are you basically seeing there are loads of stuffs over here, loads of stuffs over here? Okay, right. So now in this, there is a configuration, right? There are routes, there are routes. Okay, and now if you go into this firewall, in this firewall, are you seeing rules? Okay, okay, now let me select this rules, let me save this image. Okay, and now over here, whenever I select this rule, okay, it is trying to tell that what is that rules do you want to speak about. Let me try to tell that I'm interested in application rules. Add application rule collection. Okay, so I will try to give some name, app collection 01. What is the priority? We know priority, right? Lower the number, higher the priority. Okay, and then it tries to tell about what is name. Okay, and what is this stuff. So you are trying to write a name over here, which is called as allow Google, which is called as allow Google. Okay, I think I'll do it over here in target FQDNs. Okay, so over here there is something called as select IP address, and there is something called as the other stuff. So what you are trying to tell is, whenever my source is 10.0.0. Okay, so what was my firewall's IP address? 10.0.2.4. So 10.0.2.0/24. So anything which comes from my firewall subnet over the protocol HTTPS, if my target is www.google.com, google.com. Okay, then just click on add. So are you seeing I have enabled, okay, your users to access google.com. I can deny youtube.com. I can deny youtube.com. Okay, so in your organization, some of your websites work and some of your websites don't work. A typo is fine, sir. I think you can make out what my intention was, right? So I can go to application collection rules, add an application rule collection. Okay, give uh, my rule. Okay, priority is 210. Okay, the action is allow. Target name is allow Azure. Okay, source type is IP address, which is 10 dot. Okay, 0 dot or 10 dot. What was that? 0 dot 2.0/24, and the protocol is HTTPS. And when the target website is www dot, okay, Microsoft, okay, Microsoft.com, comma, star dot Microsoft. Let it be anything dot Microsoft.com. Okay, comma, star dot Azure.com. Allow them. Allow them. So are you getting this whole stuff now? So you can restrict an access to any of your websites, okay, by just adding a firewall, a rule to your existing subnets. Okay, so for that you need to create a route table. Now you log in into this machine, okay, and then connect to google.com. It should work. If you connect it to azure.com, it should work. But if you try any other website, it will fail. Am I clear on this, sir? Okay, similarly, if you want to add a rules around particular IP addresses, you can do that stuff. If you have NAT servers, then you can give dynamic NAT or static NAT rules over here. But generally, we would be interested in application rule connections most of the times. So are we clear about this firewall now? Okay, and this firewall will give you threat intelligence. Whenever there is something going wrong, it will try to alert you. Okay, so you can alert, you can say I don't want it, or you can say that alert and deny. When someone is trying to access your network traffic, you can completely deny it, right? So you can create the policies and then add security to your network. It is not that difficult. It is not that difficult. But the only thing is, this is a paid service. This is a paid service, and DNS of this is still under preview. So that's the reason why I'm not enabling it. But this rules is something which you might use. Okay, so what is the traffic that is allowed outside of your network, what is not allowed outside of your network? For example, Facebook is not allowed. Add a rule at 190 saying that Facebook, social media, Facebook, Twitter, right, give all of those FQDN names and then say that deny, so that your network will not be able to access any of these websites. So are you clear how your organizations are stopping you from using some of the websites? This is how they do it. Are we clear, sir? Are we clear on firewall? Yeah, so will every Azure virtual network use a firewall? Necessarily it might not be the case, but whenever it has to use, this is how it is done. So create a firewall and then associate a firewall with other subnets by using route tables, yeah, good, sir. So I'll stop it at that. Again, I'm showing you the class timings. Tomorrow from 7:30 to 9 p.m. in the evening, we have AWS and Azure common class, which is for load balancers and DNS. and Sunday 6 to 7:30, whatever we have learned over here, we will apply that in Azure. Okay, right? So these are your 2 class timings which you need to worry about. Generally on Saturdays we'll not have a Python class, but tomorrow we'll be having it. Okay, in real time, do we need to add all the firewalls, or can they have any? Your organization will definitely have a predefined list. They might give you a predefined list and ask you to create a firewall. That is what you might end up doing, right? Okay, sir. So shall I stop it at that? Yeah. And yesterday and the day before yesterday, as I said, the classes were not there because of the technical problem which I have over here, right? Okay, sir. So I'll stop it at that, and we'll continue our discussion. Okay. Tomorrow at 7:30, where we try to understand the basics of load balancers and DNS, not at a AWS or Azure level, but at a generic level, which we'll be applying on Sunday. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thanks for your time.